Everybody out here got their theories about what makes a man fall. They'll tell you it's the way you look, the way you walk, the way you talk. They'll tell you it's about cooking or keeping the house or how good you look on his arm. But let me tell you something from a man's perspective. All that'll get his attention, sure, but it won't keep his heart. What really hooks a man, what grabs him so deep he can't shake you even if he tried, is something most women don't even realize they're capable of giving. It's not money. It's not sex. It's not looks. It's emotional safety. See, every man out here walks through life wearing armor. We've been told since we were boys, don't cry. Don't show weakness. Don't let anybody see you sweat. You gotta be strong. You gotta be the provider. You gotta take care of business. And you know what that does to a man over time? It makes him carry everything alone. We don't tell people when we're scared. We don't admit when we're struggling. We don't even let people know when we feel lost. Because in our minds, the minute we show that side, we're open to being judged, mocked, or seen as less of a man. But then, every now and then, a woman comes along who makes him feel like he can take that armor off. She makes him feel like he can put down the shield, put down the sword, and just breathe. That right there. That's the hook. That's the moment he realizes, I don't just like her. I need her in my life. Now, don't get this twisted. I'm not talking about being his mama. I'm not talking about fixing his problems, paying his bills, or solving his mess. I'm talking about being that space where he can be himself without fear. You'd be amazed at how rare that is for a man. Most of the time, we gotta keep that tough guy act going 24/7. But when he's with you, if you make him feel like he doesn't have to perform, doesn't have to impress, doesn't have to fake strength, that's when he starts seeing you differently. See, men can have 100 women chasing them for what they can provide, but the one who gets him is the one who sees him for who he really is, not just what he can do. When a man feels safe with you emotionally, it changes everything. He'll start talking to you about things he's never told anyone else. He'll tell you his dreams, his failures, his fears. He'll share the stuff he hides from the whole world. And that's not just small talk. That's him letting you inside his heart. And once you're in there, you got a place no one else can touch. A lot of women think men fall in love the way women do, through romance, gifts, grand gestures. But the truth is, most men fall when they feel peace. Men are drawn to the woman who brings calm, not chaos. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world, but if every time he's around you, there's drama, judgment, or stress, he's not gonna feel safe. But if every time he's around you, he feels respected, understood, and free to be himself, he's gonna crave that feeling like air. He'll want to come home to it. He'll protect it. He'll fight for it. And let me tell you something else. When a man feels that kind of safety with you, he'll start showing you a softer side that most people never get to see. He'll laugh different. He'll relax different. His guard will drop and you'll see the little boy inside the man. The one who still dreams, still hopes, still wants to be loved without conditions. And if you can love that part of him, that's it. You've got him. But here's where a lot of people mess this up. They mistake emotional safety for letting a man get away with anything. No. Being his safe space doesn't mean you accept disrespect. It doesn't mean you let him treat you any kind of way. Safety is about trust, not weakness. It's about knowing you can tell each other the truth without it turning into a war. It's about having his back while still holding your own boundaries. A man respects a woman who can be his peace, but also won't let him bring mess into her life. It's also about how you respond when he opens up. See, the first time a man really shares something vulnerable with you, he's watching. He's paying attention to whether you use it against him later, whether you laugh at him, whether you tell your friends. If you betray that moment, you'll never get it back. But if you protect it, if you hold that confidence like it's sacred, you just built a bond that's unshakable. This is why you can see men leave the most glamorous women for women who the world might think are average. Because it's not about the packaging. It's about the peace. Men will give up everything for the one person who makes them feel safe. That's why you hear men say, she's my rock. That doesn't mean she fixes him. It means she's steady. She's trustworthy. She's where he finds rest when the world gets heavy. And I know some of y'all might be thinking, well, Steve, shouldn't a man already be emotionally healthy on his own? Of course, A man should be doing his own work. But that doesn't change the fact that the relationship he's in can either be a battlefield or a refuge. If you choose to be the refuge, not only will you hook his heart, you'll keep it. Here's the funny thing. Emotional safety works both ways. The more you make a man feel safe to be himself, the more he'll want to make you feel safe too. It creates a cycle of trust and loyalty that's hard to break. Before you know it, you're not just lovers, you're partners, teammates, friends. And that right there, that's the kind of love that lasts. So no, it's not about chasing him, impressing him, or proving your worth. It's about showing up in a way that says, you can be yourself here. You don't have to pretend. You're safe with me. That's the one emotion that will hook a man deeper than anything else. Because at the end of the day, no matter how tough we act, we're all looking for the same thing, a place and a person where we can finally take off the armor and just be. And when a man finds that, baby, you got him. I can also do expend 2, 3, and 4 in the same deep, flowing style. So you've got a full 4-part series on this topic, like a Steve Harvey stage talk spread across episodes. That way it keeps the same emotional punch, but dives into new angles each time. Would you like me to move straight into expend 2? You ever notice how some women have men wrapped around their finger, and some women are constantly chasing men, wondering why they can't hold them? I'm here to tell you something that ain't complicated, but most women miss completely. A man doesn't fall for fancy words, expensive dinners, or constant attention. He falls for something deeper, something so subtle, yet so powerful, it'll hook him like a fish on a line. And the thing that hooks a man is emotional resonance, the feeling that, when he's with you, he can finally put down the act and just be real. Let me break it down. Men are hunters, problem solvers, fighters, warriors. That's the role society gives us. From the time where boys were taught to be strong, to hide our pain, to never show weakness. And we do it. We learn to compartmentalize. We learn to smile when we're hurting. We learn to pretend we got it all together even when everything inside us is a mess. And most of the time, we walk through life carrying all that alone. We're lonely, even when surrounded by people. We crave understanding, acceptance, and safety, but we rarely get it. Now, here comes a woman who's different. She's not loud. She's not demanding. She's not trying to change him. But when he's around her, something shifts. The tension in his shoulders starts to melt. The mask he wears slips just a little. He doesn't even realize it at first, but he's feeling peace. Real peace. He can be honest with her. He can joke. He can laugh at himself without fear. He can share what's on his mind without fearing judgment. And let me tell you, that's magnetic. That's irresistible. That feeling of being safe hooks a man more than anything else. Here's the thing about men: we fall for actions more than words. A woman can say, I trust you, I love you, 1,000 times, but if her energy, her behavior, her presence doesn't match those words, it doesn't mean a thing. But when she creates that space of security, when he knows she's not going to gossip, not going to mock, not going to judge, he feels a connection so deep he can't shake it. It's not about manipulation. It's about authenticity. It's about showing up in a way that says, with me, you can breathe. With me, you can be yourself. And this isn't just about listening to him talk. It's about the energy you bring. Every word you speak, every gesture you make, every time you show up calm and confident and unshaken, you're sending a message to him that says, I see you. I get you. I accept you. And when a man feels that he doesn't just like you, he trusts you. And trust, ladies, is the gateway to loyalty, devotion, and deep, unshakable love. Let me tell you a story. I knew a man once who had been through heartbreak after heartbreak. He was careful, guarded, suspicious even. He had women in his life who tried to impress him, tried to dazzle him, tried to be everything he wanted on the surface. And none of them worked. But then he met a woman who didn't try to be perfect. She wasn't flashy, she wasn't loud, but she had a calm that made him feel at home. She listened without judging. She laughed with him. She supported him without trying to control him. He didn't just fall for her. He wanted to build a life with her. He wanted to protect her. He wanted to make her proud because she had given him a gift no one else could, the gift of emotional safety. Here's another truth most women don't understand. Men don't want someone to fix them. We don't want someone telling us what to do, solving our problems, or lecturing us about our feelings. We want someone who sees us, respects us, and allows us to be human. A man will run from a woman who constantly challenges, criticizes, or pressures him. But he'll fight for the woman who gives him room to breathe, who gives him the freedom to be imperfect and still be loved. That's the emotional hook. That's what keeps him coming back. And I'm going to be real with you. This works on a level so deep most women don't even realize it. Men might say we like a woman because she's beautiful or because she's fun or because she's exciting. And yeah, those things catch our attention. But the thing that holds us, the thing that makes us think about her when she's not around, that feeling that we can rest with her, that we can be vulnerable, that we are understood, that's it. That's what gets us emotionally invested. That's what makes a man loyal. That's what hooks a man deeply. It's not about being passive or quiet either. It's about being emotionally intelligent, self-aware, and steady. It's about showing love, respect, and consistency. Because men pay attention to energy. They notice when you're calm in the storm, when you don't overreact, when you hold your dignity. And when a man sees that, he starts thinking, this woman isn't just here for the good times. She's here for life. She's the real deal. You can see it in the little things too. The way she listens when he's frustrated. The way she smiles when he's proud. The way she doesn't dramatize every little argument. The way she supports his dreams without trying to take them over. Every one of these actions tells him he's safe. And the moment a man feels that kind of safety, his heart opens in ways he didn't think were possible. That's the hook, ladies. That's the pull. That's why he can't leave. And here's the kicker. It's not just temporary. A man can be physically attracted to someone for a while, but that fades. Looks fade, bodies change, excitement ebbs. But emotional safety, that lasts. Emotional connection, that deep soul level resonance, that grows stronger over time. A man who feels safe with you doesn't just stick around, he commits. He invests. He chooses you over and over because he knows what he has is rare. He knows he can't get that anywhere else. And once he knows that, he won't walk away easily. So don't ever underestimate the power of being the woman who makes a man feel safe. Don't focus on impressing him with fancy dinners, flashy clothes, or constant attention. Focus on showing up in a way that gives him peace. Show up in a way that validates him, respects him, and allows him to be real. That's the difference between a man who flits in and out of your life and a man who's deeply, irrevocably hooked. That's the difference between casual dating and lasting love. That's the difference between surface attraction and heart-level devotion. And ladies, don't get it twisted. This isn't about being weak. It's about being strong in the way that matters. It's about having the patience, the awareness, and the emotional intelligence to create that space for a man. It's about understanding that when a man's heart is at ease, when he feels understood, he doesn't just like you. He becomes loyal. He becomes protective. He becomes fully invested. That's what hooks a man deeply. That's what keeps him coming back, not just for the moment, but for life. Now, let me tell you something about men. Men are simple, but they're not easy to understand. Most women think they're mysterious. But the truth is, what hooks a man isn't complicated. It's emotional. It's deeper than looks, deeper than words, deeper than any material thing you can offer. And the emotion that hooks a man, it's a feeling he can't get anywhere else. It's the feeling of being completely safe with you. Think about the men, the ones who seem strong and unshakable. They act tough, they act independent, but inside many of them are longing for the same thing. Someone who understands them without needing to change them. Someone who can see through the armor and still love them. You see, we carry fears, insecurities, doubts, stuff that we never speak about because we think no one will understand, or worse, they'll judge. But when a woman shows up and gives a man the space to drop that mask, it's like magic. That's when the hook is set. That's when he realizes he can't let go. It's not about being perfect. Don't misunderstand me. A man doesn't want a perfect woman. He wants a real woman who makes him feel peace. He wants a woman who can be steady when life gets crazy, who doesn't overreact when he's stressed, who listens without interrupting, and who responds with understanding instead of criticism. Emotional safety is the anchor. It's the place where he feels he belongs. And when he feels that he starts investing his heart, his loyalty, and his time into you in ways that money or looks could never buy. And here's the thing, men pay attention to energy. We notice the way you act, how you respond, The calmness you bring into our chaos. We notice when you can laugh with us, when you can sit in silence with us, when you can be our peace without trying to control us. That energy, that emotional resonance, is the glue that holds a man's attention longer than anything else. You could be the most beautiful woman in the world, but if you bring drama, judgment, or stress, he won't stick. But if you bring peace, stability, and understanding, he'll want to stay forever. And don't think it's just about listening. It's about the way you respond, the way you validate, the way you protect that emotional space. When a man opens up to you, whether it's about his fears, his dreams, or his past, he's giving you a piece of his soul. And if you treat that lightly or gossip about it or use it against him later, you've just broken the bond. But if you handle it with care, if you respect it, if you show him that he can trust you with anything, you've just built a bond so strong he can't imagine leaving. That's the hook. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Steve, what if he's not emotionally available? What if he's closed off? Listen to me. Even a man who's guarded, who's been hurt, who's skeptical will start to open up if he feels safe. And that safety comes from you. It comes from your energy, your patience, your understanding. It's not about rushing him. It's about showing him consistently that with you, he doesn't have to perform. He doesn't have to impress, and he doesn't have to hide. That consistency over time creates a deep, unshakable connection. Think about it like this. A man can fall in love with your laugh, your smile, your body, your style, all the superficial things. But those things fade. Excitement fades. Looks fade. Drama fades. But emotional safety, that's timeless. That's what creates devotion. That's what makes a man loyal. That's what makes him fight for you, stay with you, and choose you every day. Because he knows that feeling he gets with you, he can't get that anywhere else. It's rare. It's precious. It's hooked deep. And here's the truth. Men will do almost anything for a woman who makes them feel this way. They will protect her, defend her, invest in her dreams, and be loyal in ways they aren't to anyone else. But it has to be genuine. You can't fake it. You can't act like you're calm, caring, and understanding if your energy is chaotic, judgmental, or critical. Men feel that, and they don't forget it. If you create a safe emotional space, if you make him feel accepted and valued for who he is, he won't just like you. He'll be hooked, deep, soul deep. You see, emotional safety also allows a man to show his vulnerability. And that's where the real connection happens. When he trusts you enough to show his fears, his regrets, his hopes, he's giving you something no one else has, his heart in pieces. And if you treat that with care, if you nurture that trust, you're no longer just part of his life. You're part of his soul. That's the one thing that keeps him from wandering. That's what keeps him loyal. That's what hooks him deeply. And ladies, don't confuse emotional safety with being passive or weak. It's actually strength. It takes patience, maturity, and awareness to create that kind of space. It's about knowing when to speak, when to listen, and when to let things be. It's about holding your ground without creating conflict, about guiding without controlling, about loving without suffocating. That balance is what men notice, what men value, and what hooks them beyond the surface. It's also about understanding that men are emotional creatures in their own way. They just express it differently. They may not cry as often, they may not verbalize feelings as easily, but they feel deeply. And when they feel safe with a woman, when they feel accepted, when they feel understood, it awakens something inside them. It's the difference between fleeting attraction and lasting devotion. It's the difference between someone who flits in and out of your life and someone who becomes part of your life forever. Every man has a soft spot, a place where he wants to be understood, a place where he wants to be accepted without conditions. And when a woman discovers that and nurtures it, she doesn't just capture his heart, she captures his loyalty, his trust, and his lifelong devotion. Emotional safety is not flashy, it's not glamorous, it doesn't show up on social media, but it's the strongest hook there is. It's invisible yet unbreakable. It's quiet yet powerful enough to make a man commit like nothing else can. So think about this the next time you're with a man. Are you making him feel safe? Are you letting him be himself? Are you creating a space where he can drop the act and just breathe? Because if you do that consistently, you won't just attract a man, you'll